Hi and welcome to another episode of Type with me. In this episode I will talk about mapped type modifiers. Let's go! So mapped types are being added in Typescript 2.1. As of Typescript 2.8 we have the ability to add or remove particular modifiers from a property. And that's what I'm going to explain you right now. First of all, we need to define an interface. In our case here we have package, right? And with the question mark we can say that a property is just optional. So when I now do and create a const pack of type package, I can just create that with a name. Perfume. And with a description. Alright, and now it's all fine. We can add another property ID if we want. It's still fine, right? Great. So transforming all properties of a certain type is a perfect use case for mapped types, right? So one of these examples that I can give you is, for example, partial. But partial already exists in lib ES5, but I just want to show you how it works, right? So that you can use that into your applications yourself. So if you see here type partial, and then here every property in key of or type, it needs to create or put a question mark there. So what we can do then is, for example, say I just want to have a package with only perfume. And of course, then he will complain that he also need to have a description. But what we can do then here is to say that we want to have partial of package. And now he only needs to have name perfume. So he creates this type and all the properties gets a question mark, right? So that's great. We even can create an empty object for that. Nice. So we can also do the opposite of partial. You'll see that it's almost similar to that. So let me show you how that looks like. So like you see, it's almost the same. Only difference is here the minus. So we can remove the question mark, right? And so we can remove that it's optional. So for that, I'm just gonna use required here. See that he is not happy with that, so we can add an ID. He still is not happy, so we need to add description. Still not happy because we need to add priority. And now he is happy, right? Great. Like we saw with the required, you can also create your partial type with a plus sign here, so that you add a question mark to your interface, right? So that's almost the same. If I remove here that, see, create a new kind of type he is happy with that syntax, so that's great. I just want to mention that's also a possible way to create or write partial. So another thing to apply here is the read-only type. With the read-only type, you can very easily add a read-only to our type. So what's read-only? Well, read-only is that you can only read it, but you cannot write to it. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So here we can do back ID, for example. So we can change that. We can also change back.name something. Right. So when we change now this to read only, we'll see that he has some problems, but because that type is read only, and we cannot write to it once we have created that object, right? Great. So the opposite is also possible. Imagine that, for example, ID is just read only. That here we go back to our type. So you see now that only ID is not writable, right? And then, for example, we can create here a type mutable, change this to minus, and then here we use mutable, and now we can write to ID. So this is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get more awesome knowledge about TypeScript and about development, programming, Node.js, and so on. I hope to see you soon. Bye.